All right, listen, I don't normally watch CNN. I watch MSNBC because they're raw, but they put together their
if Trump is impeached, he would
news without hyperbole.
In American history to be impeached by the House of Representatives twice. All right, guys, I know you're working your
Watch this lady. She was on the news the other day,
very much,
and she's gonna both sides the argument.
Nancy Mace of South Carolina. She's a new Congresswoman. Thank you so much. Congratulations. I know these have been extremely painful, difficult days for you coming to Washington. Are you okay? First of all, I know you were.
She was on CNN last time. I couldn't even watch afterwards.
No, it was terrifying. I was devastated and heartbroken, and I'm just grateful to be home tonight with my children. I flew home Friday night. I had a security detail the entire way home, and I hugged and loved on them as hard and as long as I could. And I'm grateful that they just weren't with me. They were supposed to be up with me up there in DC this week because of COVID-19. My kids are not able to go to school. They do virtual school like many children across the country. But by Sunday night, hearing all the rhetoric and what was going on online and seeing the vitriol out there, it didn't feel safe.
Tell me more.
And I put my kids on the first flight on Monday morning, and I'm just so grateful that my mom instincts kicked in, and they weren't there to witness the destruction and the deaths that happened. It was a horrifying experience, something I could never imagine and never want to see ever happen again in this country.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's hard to
real
believe.
Good mom sentiment. I love it.
In our nation's capital. All right, so let me get your response to what's going on right now in the House of Representatives. You heard Ryan's report.
Because we heard it yesterday.
The Speaker wants the Vice President to invoke the 25th Amendment to the Constitution. What do you think?
Well, right now, I'm not even sure legally, and I was in some interviews yesterday whether they can, since a few of the cabinet members have resigned, if they would even be able to do that.
What?
So I do have
Can't get a percentage of a reduced number?
What happens, what decision Vice President Mike Pence makes, I will support the Vice President in whatever decision he makes. One of the issues that I have right now, whether it's the 25th Amendment, whether it's impeachment right now, is further dividing the country and pouring gasoline on a fire. I risked my life to take the vote on Wednesday night to certify the Electoral College.
Trump risked your life.
There that happened to our lives.
Come on, Wolf.
People were threatening us. I was accosted in the street on Tuesday night. And I worry about that because the impeachment articles, if it passes with a simple majority in the House, it needs 2/3 in the Senate. I don't know that there's an appetite for it there, but it doesn't get to the U.S. Senate until the 19th of January, the day before Joe Biden is sworn into office.
Yeah, that's because Mitch did that.
For unity in this country, we need to be really thoughtful and careful about how do we go from here and how do we ensure that there is a peaceful transition of power, that the inauguration goes smoothly, so that we can get a fresh start starting on January 20th. I think that's really important.
Look at your political out. 19th? Why would you even do that? I'm not principled. It's not politically feasible.
Be punished by the House of Representatives and your new member for what he did.
Absolutely. And I do believe, and I've talked to some of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle today, I do believe there's an appetite, whether that is censure or some other resolution or opportunity to move forward. And somebody's got to be held accountable, and we have to hold the president accountable for what happened. The rhetoric leading up to this vote, the lies that were told to the American people, this is what happens. Rhetoric has real consequences, and people died. And so I
both sides
support that effort to have a genuine effort to really look at what happened and hold those accountable. It wasn't just the president, though. There were other people, even in my own party.
Oh, in your own party.
That got these folks riled up and helped influence and
tell me more.
Violence that transpired on this horrific event on Wednesday. And I think that's important, too, to recognize. But Wednesday's event is a very violent event in our country. We
Jesus Christ.
Over the last 9 months, I think it's really important for us, Republicans and Democrats, to really look in the mirror and, one, acknowledge that we have a problem in this country. That's the first thing.
Yeah, motherfucking Republicans.
We all need to take responsibility for our words and our actions. And going forward, from this day forward, we need to make a promise to the American people that we will be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And I know that
go ahead and make that promise then.
People have in this country are on both sides of the aisle because they hate seeing things politicized.
Get fucked. Get fucked.
I support any way that we can hold our
both sides
accountable and others who led up to this, who are responsible for this.
We impeached his ass.
Yeah, I assume if there were, instead of an impeachment resolution, if there were...
And you want to both sides this? Your side did not vote for impeachment. Fuck you.
president for what he did, for what he said, in causing this pain that developed
Wolf,
last Wednesday.
you're disappointing me, man. Why has she got a platform? This is why I subscribe to MSNBC.
The option is only to vote yay or nay, yes or no, on a resolution, an impeachment resolution. How do you think you'll vote?
Well, right now, that isn't going to be the only option because I know that there are censure documents that are being filed or being drafted right now by Democrats, both in the Senate and in the House. So I believe we will have
Put up or
more
shut
than
up.
an option. Right now, I feel like that's going to put more gasoline on the fire. I worry about the effects of that
bootlicking.
and how that will further divide our country. But
At least you got the airtime, huh?
I've always voted with the Constitution. I will look at what is presented to us. And how it's going to be deliberated, what evidence is presented.
Oh, I'm a mom, and I was appalled, but not appalled enough to do something. Sounds like more of the same. Goddamn motherfucking Republicans.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No, you're a bitch, Wolf. Fuck you. Tune into MSNBC for real news.